What's good, nerds? How are you guys doing today? I'm in a pretty good mood. I'm drinking this brown ale to get me angry again. I don't really like these things. Anyway, I am your brother, Jay, aka the Movie Monk, the Bishop of Bull Moose, the Vicar of Vinegar Syndrome, even though I don't think you're supposed to call him that anymore, guys. Come on. And the Criterion Choir Boy, it is me. Thank you for clicking on Movie Mass. This brown ale is terrible. I don't know how you people do it. It's putting me in the right mood for this video, of course. A lot of people, now that October has begun, have been emailing me, DMing me, texting me, hitting me up on Instagram, in the comments, in the DMs, calling my mom, asking my mom, emailing my wife on Facebook, Facebook Messenger, hitting up everybody trying to figure out what I think the most overrated Halloween themed and horror films are for this, the month of October. You guys already know I love complaining about overrated films, and there's a ton of them out there. There's a ton of good ones too, but there's a ton of overrated ones, and hopefully these aren't one of your favorites. Maybe they are. Maybe hopefully they are one of your favorites. I don't know. We'll see how many people get their panties twisted up in bunches, but I tell you what, I got that sick koozie. I got the lighting a little bit better for that too. I just need this stupid thing to focus on anything but my face. Anyway, I'm gonna jump right into it. I got 5 movies plus honorable mention, and I'm gonna talk about them. Let's go. Let's get right into all the shit I think is overrated. Honorable mention, I'll start with the honorable mention. These ones didn't podium, but it's also because they're pieces of shit. And that is pretty much anything by Rob Zombie. Pretty much anything that Rob Zombie has ever done is vastly overrated. I feel like maybe in more recent years, Rob Zombie's been a little bit more divisive, and it's a little bit more culturally acceptable for people like me to say, he sucked, he always sucked. I knew he sucked when I went to see House of a Thousand Corpses in the movie theaters with my horror hound roommate and best friend Ross, and he was like, we gotta go see this movie, and I was like, all right, whatever, and we went to go see the movie, and there was not enough of this in the world to make it bearable. It was unbearable, it was terrible, it was awful. Rob Zombie's whole thing is like hyper-violent rednecks, and just like uncomfortable cinematography. The whole thing is just grimy in a way that's like, now I feel like I need a shower after this. It's yucky, it's dirty. Even the girls look gross in his movies. Even the girls, like, I want them to be clean so I can be like, ooh. Instead, his movies are just, yuck. Like, ugh. I dated a girl who worked at Hooters, and she came home smelling better than the girls in the Rob Zombie movies. Let me tell you that much for sure. I think Rob Zombie's a one-trick pony, and I hate to say it, but also I don't really hate to say it. It's just my opinion, so I'm sorry if that hurts you. Somewhere down below the waist, right around your butt or your anus region. I'm not trying to hurt you there, but if you got hurt there, don't look at me. Look at Rob Zombie and say, Rob, why can't you do better movies? Jason doesn't like your shit. I don't like his shit. What can I say? I think trying to enjoy a Rob Zombie movie is like trying to use a cheese grater for a butt plug. Tell me how that works out for you. But it's going to be a lot like One Guy, One Jar. I don't know if you've seen that one, but as an extra bonus, I'd like to recommend that you go Google One Guy, One Jar. Make sure that safe search is off too, okay? You're going to really enjoy it. Better than a Rob Zombie movie, I will tell you. Better than a Rob Zombie movie. There's tension, there's suspense. When that thing breaks, he yells, no! I mean, there's real drama there in One Guy, One Jar. So I recommend One Guy, One Jar over pretty much all of Rob Zombie's oeuvre, okay? Now on to my real list of, hopefully that was a good warm-up for you guys. Hopefully that was, hold on, I need a little bit more of this. I feel like I'm starting to hit my flow state. Let's flow some more, baby. It's still terrible. I'm still mad about brown ales existing. Anyway, let's get into the real list. These are overrated movies that you might watch in October. Maybe you don't watch them in October. You might watch them at other times of the year. They're not all strictly like Halloween specific. The first one is, it's Halloween H2O. The first one that's a piece of shit I gotta tell you about. The only reason anybody even pretended to give a shit about this movie is because it had Jamie Lee Curtis back. Like, she was back. It was 1998 or whatever it was. Everybody was beaten off over Scream, which is a whole different story. Don't get me going on that tangent. Help me stay focused, all right? Don't get me going on a Scream tangent. The only reason people gave a shit is because Jamie Lee Curtis, she hadn't hung around this franchise since 1981. What was it, 81 that Halloween 2 came out? I'm going off the top of my head here. It was 81 or 82 that Halloween Part 2 came out. Okay, so from 1981 to 1998, it's like 17 years. She fucked right off of this franchise, and she didn't want nothing to do with it, and now she's back. That's the only reason anybody pretended to give a shit. And because everybody still had boners over Scream, so everybody wanted more of that. We all had these little Scream boners in high school, and everybody wanted more of what gave them the little Scream boner, all right? Our pussies were wet for Scream. We wanted more Scream. Instead, Mom was like, we got Scream at home, and we went home, and she put on Halloween H2O. It's terrible. What does this movie have to do with water? Why you gotta call it H2O? I know it's 20 years later. Why can't you call it Halloween 20 years later? Why you gotta call it H2O? Fuck chemistry. It's not even set in Haddonfield. What is this bullshit? What is this monkey shit? You really think Michael Myers is just gonna take it on the road like a traveling musician? He's just gonna go on tour and he's gonna slash them up in California too? It's ridiculous. Basically, all of the movie happens in a mostly empty building. It's like a school building. Very little Halloween imagery because they're not celebrating Halloween. So there's really not even anything nice to look at. It's like arid California landscape, which doesn't do shit for me from the waist down when it comes to Halloween time. I want fucking leaves. I want kids trick-or-treating. I want them dressed up. I want skeletons in the yard, okay? You don't get none of that with H2O. None of that. It barely feels like a Halloween. And then, I'm gonna say it, I'm sorry, Michael's eyes. I don't think it would be a deal breaker that we see Michael's eyes on its own if I didn't already have a list of complaints about Halloween H2O. But because I already have a list of complaints, let's just add this one. You see his eyes. Why are you showing me his eyes? It just feels amateurish. This was the 7th movie they made with Michael Myers over the course of 20 fucking years. They can't figure this out. Don't show his eyes. They never showed his eyes. Why would you show his eyes? So he can emote? You want to give the actor an opportunity to emote and play Michael Myers? Cut up a naked woman. That's what we're here for, okay? I don't want to see the whites of your eyes. I don't want to see you emote. I don't want to see your eyebrows go up. I want to see you cut a titty. Just go cut somebody who's having some sex. Okay, please? That's why I paid $17 for this movie ticket. Can you imagine Michael Myers driving from Illinois to California? That's like 2,000 miles. That's like 3.5 days in the car. He's got to gas his car up like 4 or 5 times. What does he stop at a motel? Do you think he's listening to the radio, or is it just dead silent for 4 fucking days? Is he farting in the car? All of these things are like normal human being things to do, and you want me to believe that he's a normal human being. So what does he got the mask on when he pulls up at McDonald's to get a Big Mac, and he eats that shit and he gets Big Mac sauce on his whole Halloween getup? You expect me to believe that he shows up at this school and starts trying to kill Michelle Williams and Josh Hartnett with Big Mac sauce on his shit, smelling like farts in an old car that he stole? Get the fuck out of here. Michael Myers driving across country is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of, and they made me think about that. They're like, oh, he's just gonna drive from Chicago. Yeah, the guy who's never driven a car before, and the guy who's wanted for multiple murders 20 years ago, he's just gonna drive a car. He's just gonna get in the car, and he's just gonna drive across the country, and nobody's gonna say, hey, this is a stolen vehicle. He's driving a dead man's car or a dead lady's car because he killed that Marion broad in the beginning of the movie and stole her car and drives to California. No one's gonna pull it over and say, why is this guy wearing a mask 3 days before Halloween, driving across country in a stolen car? He doesn't speak English. He's not saying shit. Let's shoot him if he is white. I don't give a fuck. Drag him out of the car and shoot him. We're gonna beat him with the billy clubs. That's what cops would do. You better talk to them cops when they pull you over. I don't even know. Man, I wasn't even that mad about Halloween H2O until I got started talking about it. Now I'm upset about Halloween H2O. Let me focus my upset on this brown ale. I hate brown ales, man. Okay, I'm gonna try to move on. These videos always get me so. There's a reason why I can't do these videos every single week for you people about overrated movies. It's not good for my blood pressure, okay? It's not, you think it's cathartic, it's not. I was totally chill earlier. I was just watching a movie with my wife. We were chilling. Everything was cool. We were hugging. We were cuddling. And now what's happening? My heart rate is up. I want to hit somebody over this red, brown ale, whatever. I don't like red ales either. Let me tell you that. Brown ale, red ale, get the fuck out of here with both of them shits. Wolfman with Benicio del Toro. I'm not talking about the classic Wolfman. That, of course, is an unimpeachable classic. I'm talking about the one with Benicio del Toro and Anthony Hopkins. And you people just act like, oh, yeah, it's a great movie. No, it's a shit. It's a terrible movie. It's always been a terrible movie. That movie's been a terrible movie for the last 15 years or 20 years, however long it's been out. It's a terrible movie. It's a terrible waste of talent. It's awful. You got a young Emily Blunt. You don't even know what you have. You don't even know how valuable what you got is, the talent you got. You have a young Emily Blunt. Nobody's ever heard of her. Nobody knows nothing. She wasn't on John Krasinski's dick yet. None of that shit. She hadn't made a stupid movie with Tom Cruise. Nothing. You got a young Emily Blunt in this bitch, and she keeps her clothes on the whole time? You got a young Emily Blunt trying to make a name for herself. You don't think she would have taken her top off for a Universal monster? I'm dicks out for Harambe. You don't think Emily Blunt would be tits out for Wolfman? You know she would have been, and that was an opportunity they squandered. I'm telling you that right now. She got so much talent, too. Shit. I love Anthony Hopkins, but he's shit in this one. I love Anthony Hopkins so much. I might love Anthony Hopkins more than I love Emily Blunt's titties. I love Anthony Hopkins. He's total shit. He's dog shit in this one. How are you going to make Anthony Hopkins shit? Also, Benicio del Toro. I love Benicio del Toro. I love Benicio del Toro. He's Dr. Gonzo to me every time I close my eyes. Every time I drop acid. Benicio is right there. And they made him shit in this one, too. Wolfman is a stupid movie. It's a waste of time, and it's a stupid movie. Get the fuck. I don't care if Shout Factory, Scream Factory put, oh, look at the nice slip cover. I don't care. Look, I'm a crazy person about slip covers, but not for this one. Not for this one, I'm not. I'm not buying it. I ain't buying it. If you gave me $10 and sent it to my house, I wouldn't keep it. I would drop that shit off at Goodwill. I ain't watching that shit. Okay, this one's not a movie, okay? It's a TV show, but this is my channel. I make the rules, okay? There's only 25 of you watching this shit anyhow. What do I care? I'm not going to upset anybody. Stranger Things. And Stranger Things, this is one of those ones where textbook definition of overrated. Absolutely textbook definition of overrated. I don't know why people cream their pants over Stranger Things so much. It's terrible. It's awful. It's worse than Twilight. It's a total one-hit wonder, first of all. It does have one good season. I will admit the first season, when taken by itself, is actually quite entertaining and pretty satisfying television. So that's why people were excited about more Stranger Things, but you shouldn't have been. You shouldn't have been excited because you already got everything there. Anything else was either going to be derivative or like so wildly different it doesn't even feel like the same show anymore. You know, you're either going to make a carbon copy of the first season or you're going to jump 18 sharks, and that's exactly what Stranger Things somehow managed to do both of those things, because season 2 is basically just a rehash of season 1. It's not exactly a carbon copy, but it's pretty much a rehash of season 1. You're not showing me anything particularly new in season 2. It's basically season 1 all over again. And then they feel like, oh, we screwed that up. Maybe we got to go really different with season 3. And then season 3 is like, what the fuck is this bullshit? This isn't even the same show anymore. There's Russians with a huge military base underneath the small town. This was supposed to be small town horror, not every 80s movie buried underneath this town. It's the stupidest thing I've ever. And then the 4th season, Hopper, whatever his name is, I don't even care. Hopper decapitates a, yeah, it's Hopper. Keep your pants on. Hopper decapitates a Demogorgon with a sword? What are we even watching? Those guys, the Demogorgon was supposed to be scary in season 1, and now you just lop their heads off willy-nilly for like a, ooh, cool moment in season 4. It's terrible. It's an awful show. They had one good season. And if they had stuck with the anthology format, if they had made every season a different, different continuity, not have to continue on the previous show. Think like American Horror Story, where each season's a little different. You can have some of the same actors come back, but it's okay if they leave. If Millie Bobby Brown fucks off to go make movies, it's not a deal breaker because you don't need her character to come back because it's a whole new story every single season. And if every single season had been like a PG-13, set in the 80s, riff on 80s standards that we love, right? Give us more of that shit. Keep it set in the 80s. Make it like riff off the 80s movies that we love. Keep the nostalgia heavy, because like my generation, we fucking need that nostalgia shit. I need my hit of nostalgia, dog. We're the VHS generation, and we're the most nostalgic mofos on this planet. And so they would have killed. They would have killed if the show had stayed like that. But instead, they did the dumb thing, and they told a stupid story over 3 shitty seasons, and the 5th season is going to be stupid too. You know it's going to be stupid. Everybody's 30, and I'm supposed to believe that they're 16-year-old girls. They're 35. The bitches have more gray in their beard than I do, okay? Get out of here. Get out of here. So next one. Next one I'm going to complain about. The Rocky Horror Picture Show. I want to fight you if you like this, especially if you go to see this in the theaters, like ever, at any point in time. If you went to see this movie in the theaters on its original release in the late 70s, cool. If you went to see this in the theater last year, we're definitely going to fist fight when we meet in real life. Boom, put up your dukes. Put up your dukes. If you went to see Rocky Horror, I'll make an exception. If you went to see Rocky Horror in the theaters last year and you got blown in the theater and you dumped, you like blasted off all over the seat in front of you, cool, we're good. I got a brown ale for you waiting in the fridge over there, okay, dog? But if you didn't, if it's anything but, if you went dressed up, forget about it. It's like the original cosplay too, right? It's like people going to see Rocky Horror in the late 90s at midnight on a Saturday night and dressing up and shit like that more than 30 years after the film was released. It's inappropriate. You know what? It's unnecessary. It's inappropriate. I don't think Jesus cares for it very much. I know Muhammad's got a thing or two to say about dressing like a woman to go to Rocky Horror Picture Show, okay? I think people love that movie just entirely too much, and I've got very little love, no love really in my heart. I've got a small amount of tolerance, but I've already been asked to tolerate too much, okay? Like brown ale. I can put on makeup and a wig and prance around this studio in my wife's lingerie. That doesn't make me a creative genius. That doesn't make Rocky Horror a creative genius. Tim Curry's wearing a corset. Big deal. And people think this shit is clever? Frankenfurter. Oh, that's cool. They named the guy Frankenfurter. Frankenfurter is another name for a hot dog. We also call hot dogs wieners. We also call penises wieners. So that's super smart. That's creative, right? We named the guy after the nickname of a penis. His name is Frankenfurter, and also your dick is a wiener. See how all these things connect? It's beautiful art. Everybody loves this shit. We're the smartest people in the room. Bullshit. It's not true. It's false. It's just too juvenile for grown-ass men to be into Rocky Horror. And you know who you are. All right, and I got one more overrated film to yell about. Hopefully I can go to sleep after this. I'm really worried that I'm going to be just too hyped up. I'm going to have to go punch the bag or something like that and get a little sweat going. I might have to shit in my neighbor's yard. I don't know. I got to do something to work this anxious and kind of nervous, jittery energy out of me. Drink 4 more of these. Thankfully, I'm mercifully almost out of these brown ales. They're terrible. 13 Ghosts, my friends. And I'm not talking about the original 1960 version. I'm talking about the 2001 remake with Matthew the fuck Lillard and Shannon the fuck Elizabeth. Yeah. 13 Ghosts just feels like a dumb, hollow spectacle to me. I think I place this one in the same category as Stranger Things, where it's like, I want to like it. I really want to like 13 Ghosts, but I can't. It looks like I'm jerking the ghost off, right? I want to love 13 Ghosts. There's 13 of them. How can I don't know if I can handle all of that. Anyway, I want to like 13 Ghosts. That was really, I was making fun of the Rocky Horror people for being juvenile. Come on. That was juvenile. I am a hypocrite. I want you guys to know, at least I recognize that I'm a hypocrite. I know I'm full of shit. Anyway, 13 Ghosts. It's just hollow. It's a big, dumb spectacle. 2001 was just a shitty year. It was a shitty year to be a World Trade Center, and it was a shitty year to try to go see horror movies in the theater. I might be overlooking some really good horror movie from 2001. Feel free to hit me up in the comments and chastise me and tell me what a numbnuts I am. But I don't really think anything good happened in 2001. I don't think it did. With 13 Ghosts, I don't care about any of the characters. It's just stupid. I just want to see Shannon Elizabeth take her clothes off. But we don't get to see anything. I think there's a shower scene, if I remember correctly, but you don't get it. It's like one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, she's naked, except we're not going to show you anything in an R-rated movie. We got Shannon Elizabeth in an R-rated movie, and we're not going to show you nothing. In fact, we're going to show her naked in the shower, but we're going to make sure to keep it from here up. We're not going to show you nothing. None of the good stuff. No butt crack, no butt. God forbid we should get a little bit of bush, huh? What the fuck? Anyway, it's just not sleazy enough. It should have been sleazier. I mean, I guess the ghost designs are kind of interesting, but it should have been a little bit more lore, a little bit more backstory. I don't think it's really even that creative. I think it's become a cult hit. It sucked at the time. I remember going to see that movie with my roommate at the time, Ross. I mentioned him once already. He's the horror guy. He likes anything that says horror on it. He's not difficult to please. He's not like me making videos complaining about 13 Ghosts. I think he likes 13 Ghosts. I think he might even have a copy of 13 Ghosts in his home. Even still, it's just not sleazy enough. It should have been sleazier. It's a waste of an R rating, if you ask me. I just think that misplaced nostalgia for 2001. I remember 2001 was like yesterday, right? We had no nostalgia. In 2002, we had zero nostalgia for 2001, period. Now it's 2025, and everyone's like, oh, it was 24 years ago, and movies then are cool. No, they're not. They're not cool. Anyway, it's misplaced nostalgia is the only reason that anybody even claims to like this turd nowadays. People claim to like this turd nowadays. It's just because they're weirdly, oddly nostalgic for a period of time that really, it sucked dick to begin with. Let me tell you, I was there. It sucked, okay? Don't take your time machine and go back to 2001. Take your time machine, go back to the 1980s. Take your time machine, go back to the 60s. Drop acid and get blown at Woodstock. Way better than going back to 2001 and seeing 13 Ghosts. That's stupid. Anyway, you let me know down in the comments below where you would take your time machine. What movie are you going to go see in your time machine? What movies should I complain about next? What movies on my list were not worthy of my criticism today? I don't know. I mean, let me know what you think about brown ale. Whatever you want to put below, right? I'm a pro free speech guy. Write whatever you want down there and I'll approve it. Even if YouTube hits it with the whole, even if YouTube holds the comment, I'll approve it. I'll push it through. Be as critical as you want. I don't give a shit. You know what I do give a shit about? These fools right here, because they're patrons. These fools, they're the real motherfuckers. If you ain't on that list, get on that list. There's one way to get right. Okay, get right with the Lord. All right, brother Jay, Bishop of Bull Moose. Gonna chug the rest of this brown ale. That's how much I like these patrons. I'm gonna chug the rest of this brown ale for these fools right here. Deuces, fools. I'll see y'all later. I got Tony stuck in my head. I don't know how that happened.